welcome back to Cooking in Harmony. I'm so excited for today's episode because it's a special episode. We're gonna be cooking some Nigerian cuisine. As some of you may know, I'm Nigerian American. My parents immigrated from Nigeria in the 90s to the Bronx. And today I have a special guest, a fellow Nigerian, Kachi. Welcome.
What's going on?
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Honestly, I can't, cook Nigerian food at all. I try my best with the rice and chicken, but so when you asked me, I was like, okay, great. I can show this to my mom and show her I'm not messing up out here. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Today we're gonna be cooking something very simple. It's Nigerian rice and stew. I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make the red stew. Well, I guess we're both gonna be showing them. And
well, you can be showing me, honestly, too.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But at the same time, I'm gonna interview Kachi. We're gonna learn a little bit about him and what he's doing in the Vermont community. And yeah, well, without further ado, let's get started. So, first things first, y'all, we're gonna chop some veggies, all right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna need your help doing that. How do you feel about cutting onions?
I can cut some onions. How you want them diced?
Okay.
You want them diced or something? Okay.
Yeah, we can do diced.
Okay.
I'll have you cut this big guy. It's pretty huge.
What knife do you use to?
Maybe this one would be best for you.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll steal this one. And I'll chop the tomatoes.
I need to get the all pink set.
Yes.
I need to get an all color coordinating set. I think this probably make me cook more in my house.
I agree with that. I have all pink appliances in my house as well, and it honestly helps me it encourages me to cook, I will say. I have a whole Paris Hilton kind of thing going on.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's honestly wonderful. And I'm still kind of in my mid-20s apartment, Facebook Marketplace sort of thing.
Okay, I feel that.
I'm trying to get into the coordination a little bit more because it does make a difference when you go into the bathroom and the rug matches the curtains and it matches the holder and everything. It's
absolutely.
Good. It's good.
So right now, guys, I'm just chopping some Roma tomatoes. You're gonna wanna use Roma tomatoes when making red stew because it just, those, I don't know what the bigger tomatoes are called, guys, but that's a bit sweet, so you don't really want your red stew to be sweet. You can use those. You can also use canned stuff, but it's just best for you to use Roma tomatoes, all right? It's just the best taste and all that. So we're gonna put that in the blender. Kachi's gonna help us chop up an onion.
Yeah, you can see that you're obviously a lot better as well.
Don't worry about it. Onions are hard. If you see my first episode, guys, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with onions, okay? The first episode I was doing, I was crying on set. Do you remember, guys? It was crazy. And then we're also gonna add this red pepper. So Kachi,
yes.
You grew up, were you born in the Bronx?
I was born in the Bronx, just like you. I think, kind of same plain sort of situation. Nigerians come to New York, came to the Bronx. My dad actually was in the military.
What?
Yeah, he came when he was my grandma, it was funny. My grandma, she was a nurse, and during the Biafran War, and then got picked up by the Red Cross, and she was funny as hell. She was like, oh, I had two choices. I could have been in, London, or I could have been in America, but she went to London, and she almost got robbed. So she's like, no, I'm going to America.
Right.
So I was like, oh my God, I could have been in Top Boy or something if you stayed up.
You could have one of those cool accents.
Right, I could have had a cool little British accent instead of faking it. But, so then, she went there, brought my dad, she was a single mom, so just my dad and my grandma, and then brought my dad's cousins over, and then my dad was like, hey, I want to go to the military, and then went to the military, and afterwards met my mom. My mom came here in the 90s, and then Bronx, baby, here I was born in 98.
Oh, so that's so cool. Yeah. So your parents were born in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad went to the same school as my grandfather was a headmaster of the primary school out there in Nigeria. So he went to the same school as my mom's brothers. So they all pretty much all connect. You know how Nigerians are, you get married, your families know each other and things like that. So it was really cool.
I love that. Wow. One, I had no idea. Okay, so you're a fellow Nigerian American.
Yes.
So cool.
Yes.
Great. So, do you remember when we first met?
Yes, we were in Police Academy.
Was that Police Academy?
I think it was Police Academy, right?
Was it?
Was it Police Academy?
I thought it was sports camp.
Was it sports camp?
Did you
at
do
Sousa?
sports camp?
I did sports camp in Sousa.
Yeah.
I did
feel
do
we
sports
met
camp
then.
in Sousa.
So me and Kachi guys, I remember us meeting when we were like 12.
Yeah, we were children.
We were very young.
Yeah.
And I thought it was sports camp. I was in police academy though.
I remember being police. I maybe could have been both as well, because I do also remember you went to like 180, right?
Yes, I
So
did.
I went to equality in middle school. So we I think we were always like kind of in the same circles in that sort of way.
Okay. Yeah.
And then obviously
Where did you go to high school?
I went to high school for math, science, and engineering in the city.
Oh.
So that was a trip, coming from the Bronx and everything like that.
Yeah.
It was cool. I met a lot of cool people, and also awful, because institutions and such
Right, yeah.
that come with specialized high schools. But I always say, I hated school, so it was a perfect place for me to get good enough grades to go to Howard.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And then, I came here, and you were also here. And I was like,
Yes.
and you always were doing like, I always saw like on Facebook, like when the Black Lives Matter thing happened.
Yes.
And then protests and stuff, because that was happening a lot in DC too.
Right.
So then I came here, and you were still doing great, amazing things. Obviously, I think the first week I got a plate from you. When I came, I got some cornbread, because I'm like, bro,
You did.
all they have out here is like Domino's,
Yes.
McDonald's, nothing. Like,
I was so surprised when you ended up. So what brought you to Vermont? I was like shocked. I was like, why are you? Because you went to Howard University. If y'all don't know, Howard University is a historically black college. I went to the University of Vermont, and that is the complete opposite of Howard. It's a predominantly white institution. Great school, but not Howard.
So, obviously, the short answer is just, growing up and running away.
Yeah.
But the long answer actually was that while I was at Howard, my friend Zach, he was going to
Yes.
UVM, right? And I've known Zach since I was like 11 years old. And
Okay.
me and IBK and Zach, like we're triplets, right? Like you see
guys
us,
are triplets,
like
yeah.
you see me, you see us too. So
Yeah.
and every year, like me and IBK, our birthdays are like a week apart. So we always celebrate together. But it was like the first time we got to college, we all three can't celebrate together because Zach is doing work study. So me and IBK were like, well, why don't we just go to Vermont? So that first summer after freshman year of college, we came to Vermont. We took like that 10-hour bus ride. Like back then, there was no Amtrak, there was nothing.
It was horrible.
Just like you took a bus from like New York to Boston, wait in Boston for like 10 hours, and then you get to Vermont. And then we had a great time. Like we went to the beach, we went to Pomeroy, we played basketball.
Okay,
it was
you had the Vermont summer.
We had the Vermonti summer that freshman year. And then when we graduated, it made sense where it was like, okay, COVID happened. A year after that, 2021, Zach just finished graduating, and we were like, hey, we're black men with college degrees, and that really happens 2 out of 3, and we're sitting back in the same place where we're 17 years old.
Right.
Why not try something new? So me and IBK were like, all right, we can move in with Zach, move with his friends, and then came to Vermont.
Yeah.
I was sleeping on the floor for a little bit, I got my first bed from Face of Marketplace, but honestly, like when I came here, just that, even being on the floor, that first day, it was just like,
Yeah.
like there was a kind of, I think, a pressure when I was like, I think like 22.
Yeah.
To be like doing something during COVID, like
always.
Especially coming from Howard and doing all that stuff. So I'm like, I needed a place that was just like a.
I'm really struggling with this.
I got you.
Like, what is going on?
I needed a place that was just like, I need to relax. And we had a dog, and it was cool.
Nice.
And it was just a bachelor pad, just guys just figuring it out. Like we were going out every weekend. We were having parties. We were playing sports. I have no idea.
We're both like.
Great conversation, but I don't want to get into this.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's how I ended up out here, and
that's really cool.
Yeah, and I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Did IBK go to Howard too?
No, he went to Delhi. So we all went to different colleges.
Wow.
So yeah, and IBK and Zach went to the same high school. I went to a different high school.
Yeah.
So we kind of just maintained the friendship just for the fact that we all live around the same place.
I love that.
Then,
that's so good.
Yeah, I mean, male friendships are kind of. Good male friendships are hard to come by, so you keep hold on them.
Yes.
And honestly, male friends are hard to come by in general, in a sense.
Yeah.
It was important, I guess, for us to kind of stay together.
I would love to talk to you more about that, about how, because I was having a conversation with my friend.
Am I done with
Grace.
these onions? I tried my best.
Yeah, no, I think you did a great job. I think you did great. Oh wait, yeah. So guys, next step. So we have the Roma tomatoes chopped up. We have the red peppers chopped up. We added some onions, and then I added some ground ginger. So usually you can use fresh ginger. That's the best, I would say. And you can also use red onions too. I think I like the flavor of that more, but I had a white onion, so that's what we used. But yeah, so now what we're gonna do, guys, I'm gonna add a little bit of water.
I gotta remember this. I'm telling you, like, my mom. I'm telling you, my mom's gonna watch this. She's like, you have to remember this one. She said,
it's so simple.
Bro, I'm saying, she said, hey, you say it's simple now. So got the tomatoes with the onion, the ginger, then water. Okay.
And then we're literally just gonna blend this.
Okay.
Let's share. Get it all good. Blended. Love the close-up. All right. So.
But yes, you said your friend was saying.
Yeah. So always check the consistency. That's what my mom taught me, because you want to make sure it's fully blended. And so once it's fully blended, that's basically that. But now, guys, we're gonna add some oil.
Okay.
I always, I'm just gonna open this up.
Yeah, that's why we go to the gym.
We got the muscles going. But yeah, my friend basically said, we were just talking about somebody that she knows, and we were just wondering, like, how do guys make friends as like adults? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So right now, guys, we're just gonna let this oil heat up, and we're gonna saute some onions.
Oh, I love sauteing onions.
Yes. Let's see if it's ready, though.
But no, actually, I have been, like me and Zach, like I said, great male friendships, so we can get into conversations that are kind of, vulnerable. But also asking, like, how can you make friends as a man, right? As an adult? Because it is a lot easier to make friends with women, as you see as an adult man, right? Like, with the idea of a person going up to them and saying, we have shared interests and we can talk about this. As opposed to, like, with men, sometimes it feels as if there's a hidden agenda behind it sometimes.
Really?
But I think also that may be innate, right? Like a thing that a lot of men just hold in themselves. Because what I also find is that, like, when you do go out and then just say hello to that guy, like, you go down to the bar and you just tell that guy, as much as you would tell the girl, like, hey, you're pretty, you tell the guy, like, hey, I love your outfit today, right? And, like, kind of have that conversation. You have a lot more positive reactions, right?
Yeah.
So I do think there is an innate sense of, like, and I actually was watching this yesterday. I was watching this documentary called Inside the Manosphere, and trying to also figure out, like, why is it men are so anti, the world hates me and everything. I know, because I guess there are, like, service level examples, but then it always comes back to, like, how you view yourself.
Right.
So I kind of have been, like, trying to practice, like, making male friends a little bit, and, like.
Where do you go say if you're in Burlington or the Chittenden County area, what are some establishments you would go to, like, make some friends?
I would say, though, like, I wouldn't change where I'd go. I'd really be more, like, investing in them more. Because I think a lot of men say, like, oh, we play basketball together at the Y. We work out, I see him at the gym, right? But if you see him at the gym, why can't you guys also, like, get Chinese food after the gym, right? Why can't you also be like, hey, like, I go out on Fridays, you go out on Fridays, why can't we hang out together, right? And do things like that. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do, too, and kind of not have, like, these surface-level conversations. Because I also saw a podcast where girls were, like, girls will, like, sit like this and talk, where guys would have to, like, sit this way and do video games or, like, watch TV, right? Like, we don't have that connection that we try to do. So, I think it's kind of like a unlearning in sort of sense. So I'm trying to practice it through my own thing, because I can see that too, where it's easier for me to maybe talk to women as, like, a friendly thing, whereas a guy is like, all right, I gotta, like, stepping up and do it right.
It's macho,
macho, right? Exactly. And then you realize that it's all kind of performance, and it's you find a better place in the middle. So. It's an interesting dichotomy, I think, but it does take a little bit of self-awareness. So, I try to lead by example in that way.
I think that's good. I feel like you are. I love watching. I wish IBK was here. Sorry, I should have invited. He doesn't live here anymore, does he?
No, he doesn't. No, he moved back to New York. Yeah.
But I love watching y'all's dynamic. I think you guys have such a great friendship, and I think it's like such. I don't know, it's a great testament for, like, male friendships,
Thank you. Honestly, I mean, shout out to the parents, because, like I said, they wouldn't let me go outside unless I was with them, so that wouldn't happen. But yeah, honestly, I think I didn't realize it. I guess I was getting older, but, like, also my dad has like good male friendships. Like my mom has good female friendships,
Yes.
right? So also like, you know, I think innately they just saw that they pushed me in that direction. So, you know, obviously great for that. Like, you know, like being Nigerian community is always the biggest thing, right?
Yes.
Like, I think that was the biggest thing when I came to Vermont too. It was like people telling you good morning or people knowing your order at the store. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, like, it doesn't matter if I'm like from this place or different. Like, I knew people that will like be on Google Translate and like try and translate with the lady at the cash register so they can just get the thing across. So, you know, there's stuff like that that's cool. So.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm not used to being interviewed, so sorry if I'm rambling as much as
You're fine. I think you're doing great. So next, guys, so we sauteed some onions. We always start with an onion base when we're making Nigerian food because onions are just, you know, a great source of flavor. So what we're gonna do next is I added some adobo, we added some black pepper. We're gonna add some tomato paste. So I'll have your help with this.
Nice, I know this part, Yeah,
I'm gonna have you just squeeze some inside the onions.
How much? I just gotta go into it?
Yeah, it's a little poppy. Sorry if you get popped.
Hey, I fly plantain with no shots, you know?
And I'll have you give that a good mix. Let's do a little switcheroo.
Is this a good amount? Should I
that's
just
great.
go into it? Okay.
That's
And
great.
Just get into it?
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll give that a good mix.
Oh, yes. This smells... Okay, I understand.
Okay, we're going to add this at the same time.
Nice.
And then we're going to add this red sauce that we just blended up. And I'll have you give that a good mix.
Oh, yeah. This smells like home, yes.
Yeah, you see?
Okay.
Yeah, and this really
I
mix
should just
it
get into there, right?
Yeah, and then we'll wait until that tomato sauce really gets all incorporated.
Gotcha.
Yeah, cooking here gets a little messy, guys. So as you guys know, I'm always talking
about
about
my sister cook. Hopefully she don't, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that out loud. She was like, why did you say that? But it's true.
I'm a messy cooker too, so slay, girl, slay.
I think the best cookers are messy cookers.
You gotta be a little
You just gotta
messy.
have everything out there and just, you know,
Well, guys,
like
you see
ratatouille.
how that color is already coming together?
No, I'm loving this, yeah.
That's why it's called red stew, because it's literally red, guys. It's red.
So if I wanted to make jollof rice, would I just fry the rice in this, or what do I change?
Ooh,
with this?
yeah.
Okay.
So, guys, if you don't know, jollof rice is a very popular dish inside of Nigeria. It's made in this very similar way, but basically today what we're gonna be doing is the white rice and red stew, but jollof rice, very similar. You're making this sauce, yeah, and then you get uncooked rice, and you're essentially cooking it inside the sauce.
Right. Okay.
It's a little hard for me though because it's just hard to get that.
It's about.
I always get it to be undercooked, but I heard putting it in the oven.
Yes, my mom does that.
Yeah?
My mom puts it in the oven.
You see?
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? So she doesn't like to say it because that's how the Ghanaians do it.
Yes, I know. But Ghanaians,
that's how the Ghanaians they put it in the oven.
Yes.
So she doesn't like to say like that's how she does it because it's giving them their credit. But hey,
I think it works.
we got the right recipe. They got the right methods. Hey, you ever seen a Nigerian Ghanaian collabo? They'd be good.
Right.
They'd be good. So, all right. So
next steps, we're gonna basically let this cook on high for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to just do that. But for now, I would love, what do you do for work? What do you?
Yeah. So professionally, I do social media development, so communications development for a nonprofit, advocacy for nonprofit for children, families in Vermont. So basically, long story short, amongst all this stuff, is just advocating for policies in the state house that are hopefully to get past the better stuff for Vermont, right?
And specifically Vermont children.
Vermont children, their families. So
Save
I mean,
the
and obviously I think with the thing about it, right? Like among other things that I do, I coach soccer as well. I have a U13, U14 girl. Yeah, Burlington FC. Yep, we got some games coming up, you know. So shout out to my girls. But yeah, I mean, I used to work at King Street Center. We're in a middle school program, running that, and also doing some of their social media development before all that for a little bit. So you know, always kind of been in the whole childcare space. I mean, like I said, my grandfather was a headmaster. He was a principal, so that was like my big thing. Like, oh, I wanted to do like a superintendent, be a principal one day.
Would you do that?
The school districts, as much as I love students and doing that, I don't know. I think when I came to Vermont, I saw the power of third spaces for kids as well.
Oh my gosh, talk more about that.
You know, because
so
like I mean, when I was growing up, I was a Boy Scout. I did soccer. I did sports at school. Like I always was the kid that was doing other things. Like I did stuff at church. So I guess naturally for me, it was like it just made sense to go into those things.
Yeah.
And then
I love that.
Then now, obviously, you know, since 2016, you know, BLM, and then 2020, and then once again, as we see, you know, politically right now, it just made more sense to kind of think about like being a person on the ground,
Yeah.
seeing all these other people that are in my field complaining about stuff that's happening legislatively,
Right.
you know, who I kind of want to get into it. So that's kind of how I ended up in then that job. And then with like hosting and designing, I mean, I've been always hosting since I was like in middle school, high school.
I would love to
Yeah.
talk to you about hosting because growing up, going to Nigerian parties.
Oh yeah, that's what I love. Yeah,
yes.
the MC guy, right? And being able to, yeah.
It's a huge part. So, y'all, Nigerian parties, I remember growing up, Nigerian parties were community gatherings that either happened in like, you know, maybe a church event hall or like some kind of event space,
You
right?
didn't even have to know who was throwing the
No,
thing.
you
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
did it. And the best part for me was always the food.
Right.
Like, and I think everyone was kind of just waiting for the food
Right.
also, but you know, we're celebrating people. It was either like, you know, someone's birthday, a baby shower, a wedding, or maybe even a celebration of life. And something that was so huge about these events was that there was always MC or a host that was like cracking jokes, kind of doing room work, working the crowd. And I just always found that fascinating. And so I got to attend the Black Student Union
Oh, yes,
fashion
yes,
show.
yes,
And
yes.
Kachi was hosting it. And so when I was sitting there, it kind of brought me back to like, you know, being in that event hall space and like watching, you know, an MC do his thing. So like,
Right,
how do you
right.
feel about, did you, obviously I know this, but how did you feel about kind of like growing up in that and kind of like almost continuing that tradition today?
No, honestly, like you said, tradition.
Yeah.
I think a lot of moments in my life kind of showed me that, like that's just what I had to do.
Yes.
Like growing up, I always had a report card. Like I always talked too much, and like so that was always my thing, right?
Yeah.
And I liked reading. I liked social studies, I liked history. So I was trying to think of like what was a career that made sense to do those things. And obviously, like I said, my mom was a nurse. My dad did business and things that like made sense specifically. So like
Yeah.
nothing made sense, and I was like, I just speak until I saw like, you know, those MCs right at those parties, or like I saw like a talk show like Oprah or like a news show
Yes.
like Anderson Cooper. So that made sense to me in the sense of like there is a industry of just speaking and getting other people to speak.
Yeah.
And then I learned, and I went to Howard, right, African literature, and learned more about the Igbo tradition and more about how like our language is very like poetic in a sense. A lot of Chinua Achebe and a lot of like the idea of using language to like not only convey humor, but convey like subtle meanings, right? And like
Yes.
little messages, and how do you kind of connect with communities. So,
Yes.
and then one I also love is like stand-up comics, right? Like
Yes.
the idea of like crowd work and like the art of like connecting with the crowd and like the little ums or the
Yeah, yeah.
oohs, right? And those things, like people
You're
think
good at
like,
that.
right? Like
You
people
really work
think,
that
right? Like
fashion
people
showroom.
think that it's like just a natural thing, but as I went to Howard and did Yard Talk and all these other things, like
Yeah.
I learned how much more of it was like an art form, and really got into
Absolutely.
studying it,
Yeah.
and really enjoying it. So. Yeah, then when I did this Black Student Union last year, and it was honestly, I didn't really think I did a good job, and then they asked me to come back, and then I was like, I had to go at it again, and then
Yeah.
really studied more, and and then kind of it became this thing. I was like, maybe I can kind of do this a little bit more and do a little more hosting. So
Yeah.
so I have my show with the DC Voice, Kicking with Kachi.
Yes.
You know, you've been on it, and
Yes.
it's fun. You know, it's fun being able to like talk to people and get them speaking, and yeah, like it's great to connect with people through talking. I didn't know that I could do that when I was younger, so
Yeah.
I guess little me is like cool that like him speaking and him not shutting up can like make him money.
Yes.
So it's good.
Sometimes it's the things that get us in trouble when we're kids. that
Honestly,
we're
yeah,
supposed to be
yeah.
doing all along.
And I think that's why maybe I like kids so much, because like
Yes.
I was a knucklehead kid. Like I was a kid that like didn't shut up, but I always had an adult that didn't care, right? Like I had an adult that like saw it and it was like, you're funny as hell. Like
Yeah.
let's
I remember
let's
you
keep
being
doing that.
silly when we were kids. I remember that.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of what I do.
Yeah. I remember
Right.
that we were on the school bus on the way to summer camp, and like we were sat next to each other, and you were like cracking jokes. I was like, oh, this guy's silly. He's a little odd.
I'm very odd. That's what it also
Silly.
was. I was quite an odd child. I came back from college my first year kind of cooler, because I was like, oh, like this is how you should be. But when I went, like, granted, thank God I went to the high school I did, because I went to
Yeah.
the Bronx, I would get eaten alive.
Oh my God. Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Honestly.
So, you know, double-edged sword in that way.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's why I work with kids, because I don't know. I love knucklehead ass kids.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I can't curse, but I love knucklehead kids because they have the magic. Like they're the people that, and honestly, all kids have magic, right? Like all kids have a little bit of rebelliousness in them. Like I had this one little, sorry for you.
Oh, yeah.
I had this one like little girl, and she was like 2nd grade, cutest girl ever. Bows in her hair, everything. And then she, she's like, oh, Mr. Kachi, I drew you something for your office. I'm like, great. It's a severed zombie hand. I hung it up immediately. I'm like, yes! Because this is what we need. Like, we need the little bow, the girls in the bow ties and the pink braids that are drawing horror films and and severed hands. That's what we need.
She might even go on to like do some like.
That's exactly what we need.
Like makeup,
honestly,
like, things.
That's what I need. That's what I need. I need the boy that plays basketball to also go and do set design for the play. Like that's what I need. I need to advocate for everything. So they need me to tattoos and all with my goofy self to make that happen. Sure, I'll try and help out.
I love that.
All right. What are we getting into now?
Yeah,
we get into a nice.
Yeah, you see, so the sauce is now thick, guys. So you're gonna want to wait for the sauce to get thickened up. I think that was about 10 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add some chicken broth.
Okay.
And that's just gonna help loosen it up a bit. And it's at this point, if you're cooking with meats, you're gonna add your meats here. Cooked meats though, you don't wanna put raw meats in here. And we're gonna add your seasonings here now too. So we're gonna add some onion powder. We're gonna do some garlic powder. We're gonna add back in this ginger powder. And then, what else are we gonna do? We gotta add some pepper, my mom.
Some pepper, yeah.
My mom cannot eat food if it's not spicy.
It's not spicy.
Some black pepper, and then we're gonna add some adobo.
Okay.
That's what I like to use. Oh, one more thing. Let's see if I can find it, if it's over here. But, do you see a little Maggi cube?
Oh, you have Maggi cubes.
I do. I got it.
There you go.
Maggi. So guys, this is a really special seasoning that we like to use in Nigerian culture. It's kind of similar to chicken bouillon in its flavor. But Maggi is really special to me because my mom used to use this a lot.
Everything. I got a whole thing of Maggi, honestly. Yeah.
And so I remember, so if you're looking to find this, you can actually find this at an African market, which there's an African market actually right on this road, North Winooski Avenue. So Maggi is really special to me though, because when my mom would invite me into the kitchen to watch her cook when she was teaching me, my job was to open up the Maggi cubes. And so it was always like special to me because I was like, I'd open it up and I'd like taste it, taste the little seasonings. And I just like remember that. So I actually wrote a poem about Maggi cubes.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I had it so I can share it. But I sent it to I could find it if you guys want to hear it. But I sent it to my mom, and she literally was like, "Oh, I'm tearing up. This is so sweet." It was like, kind of just recounting like cooking with my mom, cooking Nigerian food.
I mean, the Maggi cube, like you said, it was the last thing you did. It's kind of like that, like everything else, and then it's just like the Maggi cube. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so like you get to be the special one to
add that
to the
part.
Maggi cube.
So once we did that, you mix that all in.
Cool.
Typically, we don't really like adding covers, but we're gonna add it a little half off. And we're gonna let this cook, guys, on a simmer for about 20 minutes. So we'll be back when that's all done.
Cool.
See you soon. All right, guys, welcome back. So we have our plated rice right here, and we have our stew that is now done. So Kachi, I'm gonna have your help pulling over this rice, and we're gonna get some of this here on top.
That smells good.
Yeah. Okay, boom. And then we'll do a little bit
right here.
Over here, boom. Beautiful.
I like that.
All right,
actually, I think you should have since you're the host, you should have the more perfect round.
No, you should have the more perfect round because you're the guest. Okay, let's give it a taste. But first, we have here some Malta. Malta is a classic inside of Nigerian, Caribbean cultures, but we love pairing this with our food, but cheers. Delicious.
Doesn't even have Malta out here.
Yeah, you can get this at Shaw's, guys. I'm always shouting out Shaw's. But let's give this a good little taste.
That was good too.
Thank you. Okay, actually slay though. Oh yeah.
You got more rice after this, right?
Yeah, we got a little bit more rice. Wow, I just love being able to like have a piece of home here. So my tribe in Nigeria, y'all, I'm Edo. Kachi, where's your family from? Like, what's your tribe?
My family is Igbo. Both my parents are Igbo. We're from Owerri, Imo State. So actually, as I'm learning now, I've been learning you also have to like say your village where you're from too.
Okay.
So my dad is from Umojaka, which is like really like 10 minutes away from Owerri. And then my mom is from Ndama, which is a little bit farther into like that Umojaka territory and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I've been to like where my dad grew up, and he built him and my mom, my grandma. It's just him, my grandma. She's a single mom, only child. So look at them. They built a new house like 10 minutes away from like my dad's childhood home, where he was raised with like his cousins and all this stuff. Yeah, so it was really cool to like see like this big house, and also see like where my dad was born too. And like my mom too was like similar, like her brothers built a house behind their childhood home. Oh, love that too. So it's been cool.
I love that. That's so sweet. My mom's gonna love this episode.
I'm gonna say it too. Now she go. I'm telling you, my mom gonna says, "No, you can't say you don't know how to make rice and stew."
Right, it's right here. And guys, all the ingredients, we're gonna be posting it along with this episode. It'll also be on the website as well. But to close this out, you know, I wanted to read that poem that I mentioned to you guys earlier, but let me have a little sip of Malta first, guys.
It's actually really good. I might have to get someone to go to Shaw's on the way back home.
And I like the Goya brand the best.
No, I mean, this is the only one that we get, isn't it?
Yeah, literally.
We used to pretend that it was alcohol. It says non-alcoholic on the bottle. When we was kids, we used to pretend at the party that this was our beer, you know?
Oh my God, I just remember having these at the parties and
like feeling so grown because it looks like a beer. Yeah.
All right, let's read this poem. But first, before I do that, Kachi, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Do you have anything you want to shout out? Anything coming up?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, check out Kicking with Kachi, Kicking with Kachi on Instagram and TikTok. Check out my Substack. We're writing some short stories. Trying to get back, well, not trying to, I'm trying to work into affirmative. I am getting back into my writing, as well as by Mezzi. Check out new designs that's gonna be coming out for the summer. And hopefully coming back in September. We got some major news, can't talk about that as well.
Okay,
also major news for Kicking with Kachi, coming very soon, but make sure you guys check that out. But thank you for having me as well. I mean, I'm glad. This was great for me to cook this. Like I said, my mom is gonna be absolutely livid that I have to do, like I have to go through all this to learn how to make this food, but she's gonna be grateful for this. So thank you for that on that note.
You are welcome.
But no, thank you for also having me on this show. I mean, this is a great thing to see for our state here, especially for you. So thank you for making me be a part of it. It's been awesome.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, guys.
Yes, this poem that's gonna make me cry.
No, it's not. Yes. So this is a poem called Maggie. As y'all know, I'm also a writer as well when I'm not in the kitchen doing my thing. But yeah, so Maggie. And this is based on that Maggie cube that we put in our food earlier. But I remember when I was little, when my mom would cook, she would call me into the kitchen to watch and learn. I remember it being my job to open up the Maggie seasoning. My little fingers would scrape and poke at its folds. My little fingers would scrape and poke at its folds until the cubes were released, leaving a delicacy underneath my fingernails. My reward was found there. Today, I cook for myself at 27 in my apartment. My home is filled of similar smells that were once in my mother's house. I poke and scrape at the Maggie cubes as I once did when I was a kid. I lift my finger to my mouth and taste a memory of home. That's that.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was so good.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in once again for Cooking in Harmony. My name is Harmony Edosomwan.
My name is Onyekachi Ngameze.
And yeah, see you next time. Bye.